Another Star Wars movie. No force, no lightsabers, no problem, right? She. This was a film I was not looking forward to, and I thought I would never say that about a Star Wars movie, but it is what it is. From the Super Bowl spot to the teaser trailer, I didn't bother watching the other trailer. I just from what I've seen, I wasn't sold on this shit. But I said I'm gonna go into this. I'm gonna try my best to give this movie a fair shake. Okay, I'm gonna try to block out my head the trailers. I'm gonna try to block out the negativity and just try to watch this film and give it a chance. I tried. By the way, this is spoiler free, so I'm not gonna get into spoilers here, man. But as far as the plot goes, I really, honestly, I don't really know the plot. Solo, he is on a mission to get his girl back. Him and his girl were separated. He wants to be a pilot in the Imperial, the Empire now, so he can come back and rescue his girl. That's how it started. And then eventually he comes across Woody Harrelson and his crew. He becomes a smuggler like him. Woody Harrelson plays like his mentor. And then, you know, we go from there. I'll admit, the beginning of this movie, the first, like, 10, 15 minutes, I was a little surprised. I was like, wait a minute. I might not hate this movie after all. Like, it was action-packed. It was fast-paced to the point. And, first of all, this movie is visually stunning. This movie looks great. The effects were great. Like, from a technical standpoint, for a Star Wars film, this film stands up with the rest of them visually. What took me out of this was your boy that played Solo. What's his name? Aldrich, or however the hell you say his name. This movie could have been so much better if he was not in it. If they could have got another actor with the charisma, at least half the charisma of Harrison Ford, this would have worked. Now I know some of you are going to be like, look, get over it. Harrison Ford's no longer Han Solo. You can never top Harrison Ford. Just give the guy a chance. I try to give him a chance. The guy is terrible. He is a terrible actor. His lines, his delivery, everything about his performance was just shit. He tried too hard to be cocky. He tried too hard to be funny. And it came off as annoying. I got annoyed by his character. I didn't like his character at all. And it took me out of the movie. The protagonist, we're supposed to be on the protagonist's side. We're supposed to be in his corner. I was not in his corner. I was rooting for him to get blasted, but I know it's his movie, so I know he can't get fucked up. But I was rooting for this guy to get blasted. I did not like him, man. To me, the best part of this movie was Woody Harrelson. I thought Woody Harrelson did a great job with this character. He was the mentor to Han Solo. And I really thought that he was the only one that really shined in this. Even Khaleesi, I don't know the actress's name, but Khaleesi from Game of Thrones, her performance was even kind of, like, it was suspect, man. Like, alright, the action was good, the effects were good. If this movie would have had some better casting, some better performances, this would have been a really good Star Wars movie. Now, when I think of my least favorite Star Wars films, I think Rogue One, I think Attack of the Clones. Okay, those are my two least favorite Star Wars films. This film is up there with those. Matter of fact, okay, I put Solo dead last. I put it dead last behind Attack of the Clones and Rogue One, because at least in Rogue One, even though I didn't too much care for Rogue One, but that Vader scene was like, had my eyes wide open. When I watch a Star Wars movie, Star Wars brings a sense of awe. It has an aura about it. Star Wars has always been an event. It's something that, like the McRib, it comes out every once in a while, but when it does, you know, you cherish it because it's not around for long. But when it does come around, it just gives you such a big spectacle where it gives you an experience that you never forget. Like every Star Wars movie that I went to see, even the ones that weren't really that good, I just remember the experience, how I felt when I watched it because of Star Wars. Even The Phantom Menace, as weak as that movie was, the first few times watching it, man, I was in awe. And now, I guess Disney is oversaturating the market with Star Wars stuff, where I'm afraid now Star Wars is gonna outstay its welcome. It's no longer an event anymore. It's something that we're gonna get regularly. It's gonna be on our minds all the time, and you know, I'm gonna get burnt out. I can't speak for everybody else, but I feel I'm gonna get burnt out of Star Wars. I feel like eventually it's gonna get to a point like, oh, okay, another Star Wars movie, cool. But shit, back in the day, when Star Wars was announced, shit, yo, Star Wars, big ass celebration. It's not like that anymore, man. Those days are gone. Like, I was excited about Last Jedi, and I think I fall into the minority of people that actually like The Last Jedi. But it's still, I didn't really get that full excitement like I wanted to. Like, this is Star Wars. It's gone. Like I said, there was no point in this movie where I was rooting for Solo's character. Like, he was annoying to me. I couldn't stand the guy. I like Woody Harrelson's character, but I did not like him. Chewbacca was in this, and Chewbacca, I thought, you know, he served his purpose. He did his job. Like, I can never shit on Chewbacca, man. He's a big part of my childhood, and I thought he did his thing. And they got another actor playing Chewbacca now, because before it was Peter Mayhew, but now they got somebody else. And there were some scenes where I really liked, like the castle run in 12 Parsecs. I think I finally said that right. That scene was probably the highlight of the whole movie, and I like how they try to throw in the music from The Empire Strikes Back when they were doing the asteroid scene. Okay, I thought that was cool, and that's another thing. I tried to block out of my head that this was a Star Wars movie and tried to enjoy it as a sci-fi movie, but they throw so much nostalgia in there. They throw so many Easter eggs in there. They're trying to constantly remind you, hey, this is a Star Wars movie. Remember, you like Star Wars. Hey, remember this music? You like Star Wars, right? Oh, remember this character? Yes, you're a Star Wars fan. Look, man, I'm a sucker for nostalgia just like the next man, but sometimes you can get nostalgia the fuck out, and I got nostalgia out. I'm like, look here, that's not gonna work this time. I did like the John Williams cue in the asteroid scene, but look, I'm like, no, you're not fooling nobody. I'm not falling for this shit this time. This movie is trash. It could have been good though. It could have been good because it did have all the elements of a Star Wars film, but it had none of the heart, it had none of the charisma or just the good performances that we're used to. And because of that, this movie suffered heavily, and I did not like it, and I do not care to watch it again. And I never thought that I would dislike anything more than Rogue One. I dislike this more than Rogue One. Even Donald Glover's Lando Calrissian, even from the trailer, like, people was like, yo, Donald Glover's Lando Calrissian, I think he's gonna crush it. I knew from the jump I wasn't gonna like him as Lando. I'm sorry. Call me biased. Billy D. Williams, you can't top that performance as Lando. Billy D. Williams was the coolest motherfucker in space. Lando was the coolest nigga in space, alright? And Donald Glover, the whole time, every time you see him, he's just always like this. And talking like this, and yeah, I'm Lando. Nah, nigga, you ain't cool. I guess that's the director's fault. He's only doing what the director told him, but nah, man. I didn't like his performance as Lando. He had no smoothness to him. He had no coolness to him. I didn't like the chemistry between him and Han in this movie. It had nothing on the chemistry between Harrison Ford and Billy D. I wasn't buying it. I wasn't feeling it. And I ain't like the fact that they made Lando a sucker. Lando was a sucker in this movie because the coolest dude in space who can bang any chick that he wanted to, I'm pretty sure he could have banged Leia. When Han wasn't looking, if Vader them never came, I'm pretty sure Lando would have smashed Leia. Alright? So, his love interest was a robot. Well, he's a pansexual. Get the fuck out of here, pansexual. Lando Calrissian, in love with the robot. Cried like a bitch when the robot died. I mean, I know he had to lose the Falcon to Han. I know that was inevitable. That's part of Star Wars canon. But, dude, nah, man. I wasn't feeling Lando. I wasn't feeling nobody in this movie. Now, without spoiling, there's one thing that did happen. Somebody made an appearance, and it's the only time in the film where my eyes got like this, and I was like, I had a Star Wars moment, and it lasted a moment. And this character had nothing to do with the movie or the plot. It's like they just threw him in there because they knew the movie was gonna suck. So they said, okay, let's try to duplicate Vader's scene in Rogue One and throw this character in there to make the audience goes crazy. And I admit, I did, but it didn't give nothing to the movie. It just gave me a moment where I had hope, like, wait a minute, this is the character, this is the movie that I wanted to see. I didn't ask for Solo. I asked for Boba Fett, Darth Maul, fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi, Yoda, and who's another character? Shit, I forgot. But those four. Alright. I guess you got multiple choice now which one makes an appearance in the movie. But I'm like, Yeah, man. Yeah. So I'm gonna grade this thing, man, because the effects were good and the action was good. They had some good battles. I can't give it a full F, but with everything else being so weak, I give Solo, a Star Wars story, a D. I'm gonna be fair. I'm gonna give it a D because visually it is stunning. And Ron Howard, I am a fan of his work. I love Ron Howard, and I feel like he did the best with what he had to work with. I'm pretty sure if he would have started from scratch, I think Ron Howard would have made a much better film. But because he came in at the last second and had to you know turn this shit around, I thought he did a phenomenal job with what he had. So that's no diss to Ron Howard, man. It's Disney. It's Kathleen Kennedy, man. Like Chappelle said, Disney, you fucking up. All right, that's all I got for that, man. So yeah, I give Star Wars a D. Very weak film. I don't know what they was thinking casting your boy as Solo, man, but nah. I'm done. All right, so that's my grade, y'all. What do y'all think of Solo, man? Comment below, comment freely. Thank you for watching. As always, this is Rashad G signing out. See you in the next video.